everyone, my name is Jacqueline. I've been attending CTPC for about 23 years. I was saved and baptized when I was about 10 years old, but it wasn't really until I was about 20 years old when I was really struggling through the nursing program in my final preceptorship there, that I came to pivotal points of my life of truly surrendering myself up to God. I remember coming home every night, crying my eyes out to the Lord and seeking for His comforts in the book of Psalms. Why was I trying so hard to grab hold of the steering wheel of my life away from God when all I had were the uncertainties and fears and doubts of tomorrow, while He had the surest and clearest roadmap that would lead me to the best destination of my life? So I came to accept that regardless of the outcome with the whole nursing career, I knew that God had His best for me, and I simply had to trust and walk with Him in faith. And before I knew it, I was a nursing school graduate. It was also around that same time that I started to serve God more actively at CTPC at church. Depending on how long you've known me, you may have known me as the young girl at the back pressing the PowerPoint slides and controlling the sound system for the English worship, or that I was the attendance taker, or was one of the singers on stage, or that I was part of the youth planning committee, or hey, she was the grades 5 to 7 Sunday school teacher. So I pretty much spent all my 20s serving actively at CTPC, and along the way, God revealed more and more of Himself to me, and He delivered me through every trial and every chapter of my life. Like when I dedicated my nursing career to God and made sure that I rarely missed church on Sundays or Thursday night Bible studies, God had always kept me financially stable and blessed me with 10 amazing years as a registered nurse so that I could continue to serve Him in that manner. And when I felt paralyzed by the fears and anxieties of accidentally killing my patients instead of saving them, God freed me from those chains and made me more than a conqueror. When I was under satanic attacks, experiencing night terrors, and having this encounter with a demonic being, Jesus literally rescued me from the worst night of terror that I had ever experienced in my entire life. And then when I went through my first real heartbreak, and hitting my quarter life crisis, feeling like I would be single forever, God showed me and taught me that He was more than enough for me, and that if this guy wasn't from God, then I didn't want him, and that even if God wanted me to be single forever, then I was willing to go with Him all the way, and that if God was all I had, then I had all I needed. And before I knew it, I was married by 26 years old to some guy named Jacqueline, his name sounds the same as mine. And then when I wanted to have kids and I tried to take control of that aspect of my life, God allowed me to go through multiple miscarriages. And it was in those, I guess, loneliest of nights and most sorrowful moments of grieving for the loss of my children that God became my only light and hope that could lift me out of that pit of despair. And I came to realize that regardless of whether God chose to give or take away, that He was always good, and that His love is constant and it always prevails. I guess I really learned at that moment that what it really meant to fully cherish the value of life, and that every life was a precious gift and was a miracle that came from God. And since then, He has blessed me with a healthy boy and girl, and with a third baby on the way. And so in every mountain heights and valley lows, and every battle and every storm, He has always been there right beside me, hand in hand, getting me through it. As a living Father, with His arms stretched wide open, He's always ready to embrace and to give us all His love when we come. So when we seek Him with all of our heart and pour into Him all our fears, struggles, failures, frustrations, He's always ready to answer. And throughout my journey here at CTPC, He has provided me with wonderful brothers and sisters in Christ who has been my accountability partners, who's prayed for me countless nights, and who is always there to support me and encourage me along the way. So I can really say that CWBC has been a huge part of every milestone of my life. And I'm so grateful to and honored to have been a part of CWBC, making such amazing memories and serving with everyone together. So may God continue to bless CWBC and to establish His church and to raise up His people in this generation to further His kingdom. Thanks.